Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Jamaica Lawrence. I am new to YouTube, but I'm here, okay? So welcome to That's So Real with Jamaica Lawrence. I try to keep it as real as possible in any given way, any given time, any given place, you feel me? So yeah, that's what we on. But today's gonna be a story time about the time me and my friend almost got kidnapped, low key. And actually, she really did, but you'll figure that out. But anyway, we're gonna start the story off. I'm gonna give you the names. I'm not gonna give you real names, but I'm gonna give you names. So basically, it was a Saturday, probably like afternoon. I was on punishment. We were chilling I was chilling at my house, and my homegirl Nicole, we're gonna call her Nicole. My homegirl Nicole came over, and really my house was kind of like the chill spot. Like, I would have people come over. My mom didn't really trip on me having company or anything like that. She didn't really trip on, people just coming to hang out. You know what I'm saying? She really didn't like me going to a lot of other people's houses, but she felt like, okay, well, if she's in the house, then at least she at home. So I don't mind her friends coming over. So yeah, so my house was kind of like the chill spot when I was growing up in high school and stuff like that. Like, everybody used to come try to kick it at my crib. So Nicole comes over, and me and Nicole, we're like chilling. We're like, man, we wanted to do something. So I was like, girl, I'm on punishment. Now, let me rewind real quick. I was on punishment because at the time I had a car, and this was an old car. I had a 1996 Toyota Corolla. I was 17. Well, I was 18 at the time. I was 18 years old, and I had my little 1996 Toyota Corolla. And I got in trouble for skipping school. My mom found out that I was skipping school because one of my teachers, my chemistry teacher to be exact, called her on the phone and let her know, like, hey, your daughter haven't been to school in like 3 months. What the fuck is going on? And at that time, like, truancy was going on, but it wasn't as bad as it is now, how like where they just completely like, arresting parents like that. It wasn't that deep when I was growing up. But anyway, he called my mom, and my mom found out, whatever. So she took my car keys, and I couldn't drive anywhere. So I was pretty much like stuck in the house. So we ended up convincing my mom to let me go to Nicole's house, because Nicole's house was a little bit, she was way more, her mom was way more lenient. Her mom and her stepdad were way more lenient. Nicole had 6 brothers and sisters, 7 of them all together. You know what I mean? And so her mom was pretty much like, girl, I got a house full. Do what the hell you want. Get out my face type shit, right? So it was all cool. So we was like, all right, cool. We are going to go ahead and go over to Nicole's house. And, we decided, we wanted to hang out. So Nicole had a boyfriend who was a lot older than us, and we're gonna call him Big Bang Hank because he had some money, and and he didn't mind spending it. So we call him Big Bang Hank. Okay. Big Bang Hank contacted her, let her know, like, hey, we can hang out. And Big Bang Hank had a homeboy, so it was just, I've met his homeboy a couple of times, so it was only right that I chilled with him, right? So anyway, Big Bang Hank hits her up, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna come through, I'm gonna come scoop you up, just wait on me or whatever, and I'll come get you. At this time, it was like maybe like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so he was talking about like 5 or something like that. Like, he was gonna be on his way. So we really didn't want to be just chilling at the crib, waiting on Big Bang Hank. So Nicole finessed her brother into dropping us off at Sharpstown Mall. And Sharpstown Mall, if y'all from Houston and y'all know anything about malls, Sharpstown Mall at that time when I was growing up was the shit. Like, literally, like, it was the hood mall, but it was like the mall where all the D boys be at. It was just the place to be. Like, it could get a little ratchet up in there, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like the place to be. So we were at Sharpstown Mall, and we were just kicking it, chilling out, and just hanging out. Really, we were buying a couple of stuff, just hanging around, back and forth. And mind you, I'm low key kind of still, I'm still on punishment, you know what I'm saying? So my mom is kind of like, I ain't gonna trip, but your ass better be home, like 1 o'clock. Your ass better be in the house. So I was on curfew status at the time. So anyway, we walking around the mall, and of course, Big Bang King kind of flakes out on us, right? So we're like, damn, this is the reason we came up here, is so that he could scoop us from here. And, so now we're just kind of thinking like, damn, like, okay, well, he was supposed to be our ride back home because, her brother came and picked us up. Her brother dropped us off, So, you know how it is when you sneaking out the house, right? Like, when you doing something you ain't supposed to be doing, you kind of get like a sibling that's kind of cool to like kind of help you do it. And then you kind of, they kind of like, all right, but you gotta find your way back. You gotta get your way back. So that's pretty much how we were on that note. So we're walking through the mall, and we see these two older guys. And we didn't pay it no mind because we seen them a couple of times as we're walking through the mall. So we end up going to the food court because we were a little hungry, wanted something to eat. And we're sitting down. We're just, me and her just chopping it up, laughing, talking about a bunch of random shit. And so this guy walks over to me. Now let me describe him. He was older. I'm going to say at least 50. I could be lying because it could be a little bit older, but he was 50. But he was one of those 50s where he was one of them older dudes that still want to dress like a young dude and still has the swag of a young dude. So, he had this certain type of finesse about him. So he walked up to me, he's like, chocolate. Hey, the chocolate. So he walked up to me, he just talking, and he had his friend with him. So we're just chopping it up, I'm like, okay. Now, dude low-key looked like the Crypt Keeper. He wasn't just no bad-looking dude or nothing like that, but, I mean, he couldn't do nothing for me like that, right? So he comes and he's talking, and he's like, yeah, y'all are some beautiful women and this and that, and we should probably hook up or chill or something. What y'all doing? Y'all leave here and this and that. And me and her, I'm every bit of 18 years old, but she was 17, you know what I'm saying? So we're just looking at each other like, okay, we ain't chilling with them, but we gonna go back home. We gonna do something else chill. So this dude literally slips me $150 on the table. He just gives me $150, and he gives her $100. Well, his friend gave her $150, and he's like, yeah, make sure y'all come kick it with us later on. I was like, I'm 18. So in my mind, I'm like, okay. Now, mind you, don't judge me. I was a little fast growing up. I was a little rebellious. I was a little fast. So please don't judge me. I'm just telling it like it is because that's what we do here. We keep it real. And so I took the 150. She took the 150. And we was like, okay, whatever. So, we end up going back to her house, and she's like, man, excuse me, she's like, man, do you want to go ahead and go? Do you want to chill with them? So the dude calls me on the phone and he's like, hey, Chocolate, I'm trying to see you, Chocolate. You know, um, yeah, man, I'm from New York. I don't know nothing about down south, but then I seen you and I was just like, damn, Chocolate. So, so I'm like, okay, oops, sorry. So I'm like, okay. All right, we can make it, we can make it happen. Okay, we can make it happen. So I end up, finessing my mom into letting me, not really stay the night in the call house, but like just stay a little bit later. Like I think she extended my curfew at the time to like 2 o'clock. And she was just like, yo, ass better be home at 2 o'clock. Like, don't play with me. So I was like, all right. So dude picks us up. Okay. He picks us up in a Mercedes Benz, nice car. Everything was cool. They were staying at Hotel Derek at the time. So, we ended up going to a corner store. I want to say the corner store was on Westheimer and Bondurant, if I remember correctly. This was some years ago, so I'm really trying to remember if that was the correct store. But anyway, went to a corner store. And so we go inside, he's buying us wine coolers and, y'all know about the wine coolers. Buying us that and, just getting little knickknacks and stuff like that. So basically, he wanted us to come chill with him at the hotel. But mind you, the original plan was we were going to go shoot pool at Slick Willie's. And Slick Willie's is a pool hall out here where it's kind of like a sports bar, but it's real cool and everything. It's a nice little vibe. And this is where the original plan was supposed to be. But I noticed like a lot of stuff that he did, it was kind of just leading us back to this hotel room, right? So we walk out the store. And we are getting into the car. So dude, tries to start the car. Yeah. Car wouldn't start. I'm like, bro, I ain't supposed to be here. Like, who we gonna go? Ghostbusters? Because I'm not supposed to be out here. Like, we can't call nobody because we not supposed to be here. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, damn, bro. Like, why this shit gotta happen to us right now? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm just sitting back and I'm just like, wow. So the car ain't gonna start. So he's trying everything that's power to start this car. He calls AAA. AAA's on their way. And something in my head was just like, go try to start this car. So I went ahead and I turned the ignition and the car started right on up. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, I know this dude didn't do all of this on purpose. Because the Scorpio in me, y'all, like, I be giving people the doubt of the benefit. I don't be giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, because I just always feel like it be some underhand stuff going on. So in my mind, I was like, I know he ain't do this on purpose. So I start the car and everything. And he's like, oh man, Chocolate, I'm finna change your name, Chocolate. I'm gonna call you Lucky. Man, you lucky for real. Man, can't nobody tell me you ain't lucky. So I was like, okay. So anyways, we end up, we end up going to the hotel because he was scared that, if we went to, the pool hall, that his car may cut off and not come back on. So he didn't want to risk like being stuck anywhere. So I was like, Okay. So anyway, we get back. We go to Hotel Derek, which Hotel Derek is a very nice hotel. Um, it's really like upscale hotels. The hotel that a lot of celebrities go to when they come out to Houston, and it's a really, it was a cool hotel. The room was nice. Everything about it was cool. So we in there kicking it. We all chilling. We listening to music. We talking. He's telling us, about his life and who he is, and all this stuff, right? So he was from New York, but technically he resides in Atlanta. So, my look, I was just, thinking, and I'm like, I was always a younger girl that was on her game, right? Like, you couldn't really like play me. Like, I knew about a lot of different street stuff. I knew a lot about a lot of, I was book smart and street smart all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And I was just getting like vibes from the dude. Like, I was like, either this nigga is a pimp. I was like, either he a pimp or he on some weirdo shit, right? Because I'm like, at the end of the day, we told him how old we were. He knows exactly how old we were. And, I felt like he was really trying to kind of get us to try, like, he really wanted to spend the night, right? And I was like, I ain't spending the night, okay? I'm not doing it. I'm not staying here with y'all motherfuckers. I'm finna go. So my homegirl, Nicole, she's like, well, I could spend the night. Nicole, you can spend the night. She's like, I'll stay. So I'm like, girl, whatever. Y'all gonna take me home? Because that's where I'm going. I'm going home. First of all, I don't know y'all dudes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, you gave me some bread. What else? I'm not staying. So, long story short, he ends up, we got in the car. He started taking me home. He really wanted me to stay because he really liked me, right? But his homeboy had like my homegirl Nicole. But I could tell deep down that Nicole was kind of feeling his swag, his swag more than the homeboy, right? So I was just like, whatever. I was like, Nicole, you know what I'm saying? Be careful, because look, at the end of the day, what can I say? I could tell my friend, hey, don't do it. I could tell my friend, like, let's go. We finna go. No, you're not finna stay. But at the same time, what can I do? What, I'm supposed to call her mama? Like, no, I wasn't going to do that. So, next, So, anyway, so I ended up getting dropped off. He takes me home. I talk to Nicole. I'm like, Nicole, call me when you get home in the morning. You make sure you call me. Actually, call me when you get back to the hotel. Make sure you text me in between whatever you about to go do. You make sure you hit me up. Because let me tell you, Nicole was like this. Nicole was very, very like, she didn't really care too much. She was just like, girl, I just want to do me. And that's what I loved about her, because like we had a lot of the same characteristics, but I feel like at times I thought about things a little bit harder than she did. So anyways, the next day comes, and I want to say that day came, and then probably later on in the evening, if not the next day after the day that we seen the dudes, Nicole's mama calls me on the phone looking for Nicole. I'm like, oh Jesus, please let my friend be okay. So I'm sitting here, Nicole mama done called me talking about Nicole ain't came home, this and that. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, these motherfuckers done did something to my motherfucking friend. So I'm over here tripping. I'm like, bro, I'm calling Nicole. Nicole ain't answering. I mean, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. I'm like, I'm calling the dudes. I'm just like, I don't know what to do because I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to be a snitch. You know what I'm saying? Snitches get ditches. I don't want to be that motherfucker. So I'm just sitting here like, damn, I know the right thing to do is to, like, tell my friend's mom, like, hey, this is what happened. But then I'm like, damn, loyalty, right? So I'm young. I'm not thinking like that. So anyway, I just tell her like, hey, we were together. I got dropped off and she was good. She was cool. And, she'll probably be back home soon. So days go by, right? Days, if not a week. And then, to be honest with you, I'm going to tell you y'all some real stuff. This was like the middle of senior year. No, it was the beginning because it was low-key the summer, right? And yeah, it was almost the summer of was it summer of senior year? Almost. No, I take it back. It was the beginning of senior year. I'm sorry. It was the beginning because I turned 18 in October. And so it was the very beginning because Nicole was still 17 and her birthday wasn't until like March, February-ish. You know what I'm saying? It was February. So yeah, it was like the beginning of senior year. So weeks go by. Guess who calls me on the phone? It's Nicole. So I'm like, hello. She's like, hey girl. I'm like, what's up? She's like, girl, I'm out here. I'm in Atlanta. I was like, Nicole, what you doing in Atlanta? Girl, I'm out here trying to, girl, it's late. Girl, it's late. You want me to come get you? I say, Nicole, your mama looking for you. Girl, she'll be all right, girl. Tell her I'm okay. I'm out here with the Crypt Keeper, because that's my name for him right now. It's a Crypt Keeper, okay? Because that's kind of what he looked like, was a Crypt Keeper. I'm out here with the Crypt Keeper. I'm like, girl, well, what in the hell happened? Well, girl, I'm in love, girl. We in love. Girl, he taking care of me, girl. We've been traveling the world, girl. I done went to all these different states. Nicole, don't you want to come back home? Girl, no, I love him, girl. The Crypt Keeper made me happy, girl. The Crypt Keeper is the best. Okay, Nicole. All right, girl. So what about school, Nicole? You ain't gonna fit. Nicole, you ain't coming back. Girl, it's okay. I don't even, girl, I'll be back. I'll be back soon, but I'ma holler at you, okay? I just want to let you know that I miss you, girl. Oh, all right, Nicole. Be careful. Bye. Literally, I was in shock. I was like, Nicole done got kidnapped. Literally, Nicole done got kidnapped. Even if it's by choice, Nicole was finessed into being kidnapped. Literally. But you know what? Hey, you live and you learn. And you know what is so crazy about this whole story? Nicole and the Crypt Keeper really, really had a real relationship. They dated for a long time. They dated. They went on trips. Look, I got so much stories about this specific situation that I have to save it for another story time, okay? Because I've even had other things happen years after this first initial encounter. I'll save it for another story time. But yeah, basically, Nicole, she did get kidnapped, but she wanted to be kidnapped, so hey, more power to her. But yeah, this is just a story time. I just wanted to tell this little story. I thought it was a little crazy thing from my life. I have so many stories of just me growing up, of just different things, like I said, I was a very um interesting kid. I pretty much kind of did what I wanted to do, and some things backfire and everything like that, but I got so many stories. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. And I will be back with another story time. I will pick something that's a little bit more juicy. This one was just an interesting story time, because I just wanted to kind of like put it out there, like how interesting, these guys are, and how they really prey on innocent girls. But anyways, thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to hit you on the other one.